Hello everyone. In this session, we'll see December 4th week current affairs. Remember, it's very essential for us to focus on October, November, December time period from our prelims point of view, because once mains is over, UPSC is also focusing on how exactly things are occurring, because till that time they'll be busy with mains. Somewhere from September, October, lot of questions and prelims come from that particular time. And most of the questions are associated with the issues that are happening around them only. So, if you take one such issue, it is appointment of NHRC, National Human Rights Commission. Okay. So, in this, Justice V. Rama Subramaniam is selected as chairman. Okay. So, the chairperson of NHRC is this particular person. Now, you know that in polity you have constitutional bodies and non-constitutional bodies. And you are also aware that at least one question will come from this particular topic. Correct? Now, within this, one important issue that you need to study in detail is with respect to Election Commission, mainly because Supreme Court had given a verdict saying that how Election Commission members are elected must vary, and later again central government brought back the thing. So, please study Election Commission. Apart from this, the next major one this year, possibility of questions is about human rights. So, please don't look only at human rights, look at the background of that as well. The world never spoke about human rights, including India. Okay, so there was no concept of human rights at all in the world, because every world said that state is sovereign, and inside the state, if something happens, outsiders should not interfere. So, in Bangladesh, if something happens, I cannot interfere. In Pakistan, if something happens, I cannot interfere. This was the concept, till 1945. That is still Second World War. After Second World War, people realized that Jews were killed by Hitler. Hitler killed Jews extremely badly. He massacred each one. Now, after that, the world started counting the number of people killed by Hitler. Hitler killed 60 lakh Jews, which was a huge human rights violation. But you cannot punish Hitler because it was internal to Germany. At this point of time, United Nations decided it is very, very important for us to focus on protecting humans. Our focus should not be on protecting states alone. Our focus should be on protecting people as well. And when they talk about people, they started telling we should focus on human rights. This led to Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948. Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948 was adopted. Okay, was adopted. When? Within United Nations. So human rights became very, very important for the world. But what is human rights was actually debatable. What should I give power was debatable. So this was divided into US and USSR. US said it is very important to give civil and political rights. Civil rights, everyone should be treated equally. Everyone should be allowed to enter into government places. Everyone should be given same job opportunities. Right? Political rights, right to participate in elections, right to vote, universal adult franchise. Every person should be given right to vote. All these things came into picture. Whereas US did not focus on poverty eradication. US did not focus on providing money to laborers. At this point of time, USSR made an ideology and spoke about socio-economic rights. They said social rights must be given. Women and men must be treated equally. There must be absolute equality. Rich and poor should not be there. This led to, economic rights of the people, where everyone should be given right to food. So the world was divided into civil and political rights, socio-economic rights. At this point of time, India adopted almost both. In fundamental rights, most of the civil and political rights were kept, and in DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy, India went for socio-economic rights. So, this is where human rights of the world was united in India under this particular concept. Once India came up with this particular aspect of sovereignty, fundamental rights and all being included, Indian government also realized there must be an independent body to check into human rights violation. Is state involved in killing its own people? Is anyone arrested without following proper rules? Is there police atrocities? Lot of lockup deaths used to happen, encounters used to happen. So all this was decided by National Human Rights Council. And for this, we wanted to have a chairman and a group of members. They wanted it to be in a most, as comprehensive way. There they told, either Chief Justice or judge of retired people here, judge of Supreme Court and High Court, and most probably, whom you see is, judge of Supreme Court and High Court. they are selected. Before selecting, you should take permission from Chief Justice of India. Once you take that, a group of members will be considered, and like, to select this particular group, guys, to select this particular group, a committee has been set up. The committee is headed by Prime Minister. Fine. After that, you will have Home Minister. And remember, NHRC is directly under Home Ministry. One of the main reason that Home Ministry is involved in this is NHRC works under Home Ministry itself, because lot of atrocities happen by police department. That is the reason Home Ministry is also involved in this. Apart from this, they include leader of opposition, okay, leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha, okay, leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha, okay. You also try to include Speaker of Lok Sabha and Vice Chairman, right? Vice Chairman or Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha. Okay. So these are the people who are involved in, like, selecting the person. So that is, you will have 6 people into this, guys. Prime Minister will be there, Home Minister will be there, leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha, Speaker of Lok Sabha, Vice Chairman or Deputy of the Rajya Sabha. These are the 6 people who are there, and whomever or whosever name is being recommended, appointment is actually given by the President. Okay, guys. So this is very, very essential for you. Now, if you take up NHRC, I want you to know, if you take up NHRC, you will have one chairperson plus 5 members. Plus 5 members. Okay. So the chairperson is mostly CJI or Supreme Court judge. So either you will see judge of the Supreme Court, okay, and this is one. This is the, who actually is this? This is chairperson. If you take the 5 members, out of this 5 member, one should be Supreme Court judge, another one should be CJI of High Court, and remaining 3 people, out of which one has to be woman. Okay, remaining 3 people, out of which at least one has to be woman, who have been, okay, who have been practicing human rights. This is like, luxury of the government. You do not know who is there. Okay. Apart from this, National Commission of Backward Classes, all those members will be ex officio chairmen. Okay. Who can remove? The removal can also be done by the president itself. Appointment is also president, removal is also president. Okay. So guys, see, this year this is very, very essential. They may also ask you about the powers and functions of NHRC. Okay. See guys, NHRC basically does enquiry. Okay. Second, it will study human rights conventions of the world and try to implement it in India. Okay, it will do a detailed study and it will study about human rights conventions of the world and implement. It will interfere, if court permits, it will interfere in judicial proceedings if at all there is anything associated with human rights. They can interfere until whatever is happening is not right. They will look into the matters of terrorism and ensure that terrorism is not taking away the rights of the people. They do significant research in the field of human rights. It's very, very important for you to know that, like, this is one of the major institutions which supports and promotes NGOs in India with respect to human rights. But one of the basic problem of NHRC is that NHRC is only recommendations and it doesn't have the power to implement. It goes only for recommendations and doesn't have the power to implement. Whenever you do not have the power to implement, then outrightly the things can be rejected. Okay? Okay. And second thing is, if anything has occurred beyond 1 year back if something has happened, then NHRC cannot interfere. It cannot take previous issues and come now and try to criticize. NHRC can only look into the present 1 year issues. Okay. These are some of the basic points with respect to, NHRC. Very, very important. Please look into this. The second issue that we need to talk is about Swamitva. Right? It is about Swamitva. Fine. Please write down survey of villages, Abadi, survey of villages, Abadi, and mapping with improvised technology in village area. Okay. See guys, this was the scheme launched in 2020, but recently Government of India handed over 6.2 lakh villages we covered and 50,000 property cards were distributed. Now, what exactly is this scheme, guys? See, we talk a lot about, court proceedings are more, lot of cases are pending, we need to reduce them. There are a lot of debates. One of the basic problem is check bounce cases, diverse cases, like land disputes are one of the largest, and it takes 15-20 years to come to conclusion. Unfortunately, in India, we do not have a proper mechanism to see whose land is whose. Government records are completely manipulated. Because of this, if we computerize the land, there are many benefits. First, like the moment you computerize, owner of the land can be clearly identified, and it reduces land related disputes in the country. Please understand, it reduces land related disputes in the country. Initially, some cases may come up, but over a period of time, it will be settled. Second, see guys, when we talk about panchayats and municipalities, they normally get their money from property taxes. Okay, they get their money from property taxes. And if property is not defined, tax itself will not be paid. And in whose name it is there, if any area is disputed, no one will pay. So because of this, panchayats and municipalities are not self-sufficient. So to get that self-sufficiency in panchayats and municipalities, this program is very, very essential for us. Third, it is very important with respect to land tenancy. See, I am very scared to give my land to tenants to till. Legally, I will never give because of the fear that they may say it is theirs in future. To avoid that, I am not doing anything. And government through many schemes, they are helping farmers to get money to invest in the agricultural land. For example, Kisan program is aimed at helping farmers to till the land. Now, I am the owner and my land I have given to someone. And money is given to me to till the land. I will keep the money. But the actual tenant who is tilling the land will not get any benefit. So to reduce this particular aspect, central government has gone for Swamitva. Now, in the computer, they want to ensure that this is my land and the tenant is this guy. So my name will also be there, tenant name will also be there. All the money will go to tenant's account whenever it is associated with cultivation. For example, they want to go for DBT, direct benefit transfer, when it comes to fertilizers as well. If I am the landowner, if they give it to me, then I won't be transferring it to the tenant. Then this would lead to problems, correct? So this is where government is talking about land tenancy will be in a better form, and whenever tenants are growing, they may also take loans from the banks. So it will allow them to take loan and repay as well. So it will benefit overall agricultural system in India, and one of the major land reforms is in this particular form. Okay, and how are we trying to do the survey? Technology is used, and we are also going for drone based, guys. Drone based. Okay. So guys, after this we have another issue. Just a minute. The other issue that we need to focus is on about no detention policy. No detention policy. See guys, under right to education 2009, to reduce burden on the students, they told that if any student fails in between 5th to 8th, you cannot fail him. You cannot retain him. Now, because of this, they have observed that if you are not failing them in this, then they are failing in 10th and 12th. Results have drastically declined in 10th and 12th. So, what they believe is students' skills are not improving. If you don't improve the skills, even if they fail, if you just pass them, what is going to happen? Obviously, in future they will be affected. So, now central government is telling this is not the right way. What we should do, you should, let us say, there is a student who failed. For him, within 2 months, there must be another exam. Okay, within 2 months, there must be another exam. And in this time period, special attention must be given. Special classes must be taken. Okay, they should go for what? Special attention, special classes must be taken. And it should not be memory based. You should not give exam on the basis of by-hearting. It should be conceptual. So, through this, you should try to promote them. If they don't promote, again you need to, keep them back, give them same education and then make them proceed. Okay, this is a minor issue, but just for you to remember, that's it guys, nothing much. Okay, next issue is recently Home Minister spoke about Siliguri Corridor. I hope all the students who are preparing for the exam is clear about Siliguri Corridor, but for others who are new to this and don't have clarity, this is Bhutan guys. This is Nepal. This is Bangladesh. Now, this particular part in between Nepal and Bangladesh is considered as Siliguri Corridor, or it is also known as Chicken Neck. In this region, there are two important rivers that flow guys. One is Mahananda River, another one is Teesta River. So, in between Mahananda and Teesta River, we observe Siliguri Corridor. This Siliguri Corridor is just 22 kilometers guys. Okay, and then you see this Siliguri Corridor is closer to this particular part. Okay, if you take this part and this part, this is China guys, and this region is called Chumbi Valley of China. Okay, and from here, this region is just 100 kilometers. And it is very, very easy for China to attack and capture. And what is the importance of this particular part? This is the only route available for me to go to Northeast India. If I have to go to Northeast India, then I have to pass only through Siliguri Corridor or Chicken Neck. There is no other route. So the moment China captures Siliguri Corridor, I am caught. I can't go to Northeast India. So recently, central government, Home Ministry especially, has trained Sashastra Seema Bal, SSB, Sashastra Seema Bal. They are trying to control this particular part. Which part? Siliguri Corridor. They are trying to give them specialized training to prevent it, and at the same time, we are also worried about increasing illegal migrants in the region. So because of that, this area is a news. Okay? Siliguri Corridor, Chumbi Valley, very, very important. Okay? Next issue is United Nations has a body called UN Internal Justice Council. Internal Justice Council is one which will try to see how United Nations is working effectively with respect to justice system. Inside United Nations, if there is any issues, how are we going to address them? It may be with respect to trade, it may be with respect to relations, border problems, anything for that matter. If there is anything, then what should we do? So, Justice, Indian Justice, Madan B. Lokur has been appointed as judge in United Nations Internal Justice Council as well. And guys, he was Supreme Court judge. Later, he became judge in Fiji. First Indian judge to become judge of another country. So, he was appointed to the Supreme Court of Fiji as non-resident panel. So, in Fiji actually outsiders are also permitted. So, in that he was actually a member, that is he was selected. Now he is selected for United Nations Internal Justice Council as well. Okay. So guys, basically it has 5 members guys. One, it looks into 2 important aspects. Okay. You see here, first one, UNIJC, they may ask you guys, UNIJC, it has 5 members. Please write this down. It has 5 members. These are all technical, but questions are mostly asked from this. Okay, there will be 2 judges, guys. One judge from United Nations Dispute Tribunal. So, if there is any dispute, this will look into it. Okay. Second, judge from United Nations Appellate Tribunal. That means first I will appeal and then I will go for the dispute resolution. Okay. There will be two staff representatives from United Nations Secretariat. Two staffs will be sent and one person will be external legal expert. Whoever has legal expertise, he will be actually taken. And the chairperson is selected by consensus. Okay. The chairperson is selected by consensus and he is elected for a period of 4 years. Guys. Chairperson is elected for a period of 4 years. Okay. And Madan B. Lokar is acting as chairperson of this. Okay. So, yes. After this, with respect to ethics, guys, they are saying that euthanasia is permitted. That is, assisted killing is permitted. In which country? UK. See guys, there is always a debate in international community whether a person should have right to die. So UK has told that a person has a right to die with dignity. If he is suffering, if he is unable to take care, like there are multiple organ collapse, right? Rather than troubling and getting killed, he has the right to kill himself. Don't get into the technicality, it is more about what? Ethical and legal issue, nothing more than that. Okay. The next issue is about mumps vaccine, guys. Remember, India is one of the country where there is universal immunization program. Under this, we actually have Mission Indradhanush, where we are trying to provide vaccines to kids at different ages so that several diseases can be prevented. It was under Millennium Development Program, later under Sustainable Development Program, and one of the most successful program implemented in India till date. Tamil Nadu has requested central government that please bring this vaccine also under universal immunization program, because it is a contagious disease. Wherever saliva of one person is in contact with saliva of another person, or when he inhales, when he coughs, if it falls on the other person, that also leads to this particular disease. And it is preventable. Okay. So normally what we say is, in India, normally we go for MMR vaccine. Okay, where measles, mumps and rubella are treated together. Okay, but they are telling, like, try to give it separately so that this particular aspect will be reduced. That is, this particular disorder will also be reduced. Okay. See guys, even though issues are there, I am going to give you some of the most important aspects which you should learn with clarity. Okay. So now, if you take India, in this particular part, you have Manasarovar lake. Closer to Manasarovar, we normally say that there is, like, Undersea glacier. Undersea glacier. From this Undersea glacier, there is a river flowing. And this river is called Sangpo. Some people call it Yerlung Sangpo. Yerlung Sangpo is Brahmaputra river, and this river closer to mountain called Namcha Barwa, near a place called Medoc County. They make a bend like this and enters into India. This bend is called as Great U Bend, and in geographical terminology, we call it as syntaxial bend. Remember, apart from Brahmaputra, it is like, Indus river, which will also make the same type of bend. Okay. The another river which makes this type of bend is actually Indus river. And Indus river makes this bend near Nanga Parbat. So one side you have Nanga Parbat, where Indus river will make the bend. Another side you have Yerlung Sangpo, where, like, there is syntaxial bend made by Brahmaputra river. Can you get this? Now, where exactly the bend is going on? Near this mountain, China is building a huge dam. And this dam is considered to be world's largest dam. Okay? It is called world's largest dam. It is largest even in China. In China, other dams are there. This will be bigger than that, and it will be able to produce electricity to, like, more than 30 crore people, it seems. And it is considered to be, like, helping Tibet and many other parts. Now, many people are telling that when dam is constructed, water will be stored. So, if water is stored, Arunachal Pradesh and Bangladesh both will not get enough water. That is wrong, because if you take entire Brahmaputra river, and if I say Brahmaputra river has 100% water, okay, in China, only 10% is there, because remember, this particular part is your Himalayas, okay, this is Himalayas, and Sangpo river is on the leeward side, so it gets very less water, and the water is also because of melting of glaciers. So, there is only 10% of the water flowing in China, and the remaining water is in India. And Brahmaputra gets majority of the water through Bay of Bengal branch. If you recollect, in monsoons, we study there will be Arabian Sea branch and Bay of Bengal branch. It is Bay of Bengal branch which gives maximum water to which one? Arunachal Pradesh. That is like, Sangpo river. So, saying that this will try to reduce the water flow is wrong. Okay. So, this is where we need to talk about what we call as Brahmaputra river. Nothing much. Let them actually do it. This year, try to study about the tributaries of Brahmaputra, guys. Okay. Tributaries of Brahmaputra. Siliguri Corridor is important. Ken Betwa, I told you. This is also important. They can ask you questions directly from this as well. Okay. If you are drawing, just do it. See, guys, there is a draft agricultural policy which has come, but until and unless it becomes a policy and an act, don't worry. I have just given the notes. Go through it. That's enough. See, guys, India has planned for undersea cable network. See, internet can be provided through satellite, but the speed, accuracy, everything will be more if you are going for optical fiber. Remember, until and unless you have proper optical fiber connectivity, it is very difficult for us to provide internet facilities. Now, India has planned undersea cable network which will be connecting Europe and Asia. One will be like, India, Asia. They call it IAX, India Asia Express. Another one is India Europe Express. One will pass through Strait of Malacca. Please understand, Strait of Malacca is near Malaysia, Indonesia region. Another one passes through Suez Canal. This will aim in producing or giving internet facility. The moment you give internet facility, as internet connectivity increases, you can actually promote your digital products, and this will make India superior in services sector as well. Okay, Reliance Industries and China Mobile have come together and they are investing in this particular project, guys. It will be some 18 international undersea cable systems that India is planning to let it occur. But I want you to be aware about this particular aspect. Okay. So this is all about, what do you call it as, the things. Because as I told you, at underscore sir, this is for your Telegram. I'm uploading almost everything here. Very good information is also being shared, guys. You can look into this. Fine. We'll come up with other sessions. I don't want to promise you. First, we'll do one after the other, that the things which we need to cover. Fine. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot.